Hello again, YouTube. This is Mysterious Universal Chatter. As always, it's Blue Jay, Mockingbird, and to me, this is the big one. This is the first story that I've ever heard, really, from Mockingbird, and it's very serious. Basically, we want to see if anybody has some answers or can help or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is the one that she's waited a long time to tell, and it's reality. This is actually reality right here. So, once again, I'm going to give the floor to Mockingbird and let her tell her story. Hopefully some of you out there can comment and kind of maybe give us your stories if you've had something, or if you know how to get some help. This is it. So.
Okay, well, this is really something I don't like to talk about. I mean, it would like creep you out if you. Okay, so I was went to work a while back, and I got home about 11 p.m. No, I got out at 11 o'clock. And it took me about maybe 20 minutes to get home. So you see about 11:30 maybe. Rolled up on the house, whatever. Go to bed, and when I came home, I went straight to bed. I was exhausted because I was working all night. And then, went to bed. Between that time of coming home and 3 o'clock in the morning. Was it 3?
I think it was. It
3,
was, yeah.
4.
Which is considered
Yeah, something
haunting hour.
I don't know, but I just tell the story. It's hard to tell as it is. So anyway, I was coming home. I got home from work. I went to bed, and almost like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like something. I guess I have to tell you both for you to understand. Because, the day before, I had, went to bed. And as I was falling asleep, something came in my room. I don't even know how to explain it. It came in my room and it was standing on the side of my bed. And it was almost like don't be scared. Like it's okay. You're okay. That's what I heard in my mind, but it wasn't speaking or anything like that. And it was standing by the side of my bed. And then, I'll be honest with you, like, I don't even know what happened. Like, I know something happened, but I don't know what happened. But I remember being awake when it came into my room. And somehow, it just looked at me, and it was staring at me, and I kind of got, like, spaced out, or tranced, like, in a trance, or, I don't know, I can't even explain it, man. It's so freaking weird. It's almost like I couldn't even, react. It just calmed me down, and it kind of put me to sleep. But it was something. It was something. Next day comes. I get up. It's like nothing. I get up, go to work. Same thing. Good. Everything goes good at work. It's good. I get home 11:30 at night. I go get out my pajamas, whatever, get in the bed. I'm tired as freak, so I want to go to sleep. Excuse me. I end up waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, holding my stomach, screaming at the top of my lungs, in agony, in pain, in my bed. I go to get up from the bed, I fall to the ground. My feet are like spaghetti. Now, mind you, I went to bed perfectly fine. Nothing was wrong with me. Healthy as a horse. Woke up like this. Fell to the ground, could not stand on my feet. I crawled to my bathroom and started throwing up. Didn't know what had happened. I looked around to find my cell phone, okay? I crawled to the nightstand that was near my bed at the time. I grabbed the phone and I called my friend. And I was crying over the phone and I told my friend, please get here. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just woke up like this. I'm sick to my stomach. I can't, I couldn't think straight, nothing. I don't know what happened, okay? I went to the hospital. He took me to the hospital, came here, got here, picked me off the ground because I couldn't walk, put me in a blanket because I was freezing, mind you. Put me in a blanket, had to wrap me up so I can get warmed up. Took me to the hospital. Went to the hospital. Now, while I'm in the hospital, they're doing their test or whatever they're doing. Lady comes back and tells me, it looks like you've been examined. Were you in the hospital last night? I said, ma'am, I woke up out of my sleep like this. I was working till 11:30 at night. She looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm looking at her like she's crazy. And I said, like, why is she asking me this? Like in the back of my mind. And I asked her, like, I don't understand, like, why are you asking me if I've been examined? She said that I had iodine in my system that was from the stuff that they do MRIs or something like that.
It's basically surgical iodine.
Yeah, like I don't know what it was. So me and my friend looking at each other like, are you crazy? Because my friend knew I was at work, okay? Because he had come down there and brought me something to eat. So he knew I was there. So we both looking at each other like, what the hell are they talking about? Okay? So, needless to say, this lady says that I have like this overwhelming iodine in me. Now, mind you, I'm allergic to iodine. Another big thing. So, there's no way, even my salt don't contain iodine. I don't mess with no iodine. Okay? So, she's telling me this, and now I'm trying to absorb what she's saying, and I'm looking at her like she's retarded, because I know damn well I was at work, came home, went to bed, and woke up like this. And here I have a nurse looking at me saying, were you examined? I'm like, what are you talking about? So now we have a conflict here, because I'm saying, ma'am, I was just taken out of my home. I was at home. This is what happened. Okay. So, needless to say, they believe that I was examined. Now, that's in the medical records, I guess. I don't know. But there's no way I was. So, we have a conflict of interest, and I'm upset because, they're saying that all my shit is off, like, my blood pressure, I was running a low-grade fever and all this stuff. How can that happen? You go to bed perfectly fine and you wake up messed up, And they're like, well, you were examined. And I'm looking at her like she's retarded. And they're telling me that all my shit is off. I mean, how does that happen? How does it where I wake up with a low-grade fever, I'm shivering as if I was in a fucking icebox, and they're telling me something, a whole different story. So now I'm upset because I can't relate to this woman because I'm like, what are you talking about? And me and my friend are looking at each other like, are you serious? I mean, this makes absolutely no sense. You know? So, eventually, you know, they take care of me. I'm starting to feel better. They send me home. I go home. Now, next night. I always lock my front doors, my back doors. Blue Jay will tell you that. I'm always, make sure this is locked, make sure that's locked. I'll get up, make sure everything's locked. Okay? Now, I go into my bedroom. Now, this kind of why gives you the inkling of why I don't want to sleep in my bedroom no more, okay? I go in my bedroom. You know, I'm getting ready for bed. I'm good, you know, normal. Come home from work, same old thing. You know, go to bed. Okay. Now, if any of y'all know my dogs love me, so they right up my butt. Wherever I go, they go. Okay? If I go outside, my dog will follow me to the door or something, or wait there. You know what I mean? So, they kind of train like that, you know, in that sense. But I went out the door somehow, some way, with the door locked, mind you. Somehow I walked to that door, opened it, and left. In my sleep. Or I think I was sleeping. Or it was a trance. This has never happened to me. I have never sleptwalked. Never. This is the first time. And the last time that it's happened. That I can recall of. I mean, it's never happened before, mind you. Okay? And I walk out the door. And I'm by the side of the house. Okay? And my house is pretty decent size, okay? I'm on the side of the house where we keep the garbage cans for the garbage, you know? And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I have to throw out the garbage. Why, I don't know. It ain't even garbage day, blah, blah, blah. Period. It just doesn't make sense why I'm even out there. Okay. I'm standing up against my side of the house, and my back is straight. I'm just standing there, like, you know what I mean? Like a zombie. I hear something over my head, and it's like, like a humming, but loud, you know what I mean? And it's over my head, but I can't get myself to look up. And this is reality. This really happened. This is not a joke. You know, this is real. There's something over my head, but I cannot look up. Like, no matter how much I want to look up, I can't. And then I hear, meow. And sure enough, my cat is at my feet. But I don't think I realized it right away. I mean, it was like a couple meows before I realized that she was at my feet. And I'm thinking, what is the cat doing meowing at me? And then I come through and I realize that I'm standing on the side of my house. I don't know how many hours went by. I don't know what time it happened. I don't know how it happened. But somehow I was on the side of my house, and my cat, her meowing made me realize that I was in a trance, almost. And all I remember is the loud humming over my head that I couldn't look up at. And when she brought me through, I was scared. because I found myself standing outside at 3 o'clock in the morning in my pajamas, no shoes on, no socks, my pajama pants. If I remember correctly, pajama pants, my pajama shirt. No, I mean, just in my pajamas. And I was by the side of the house. And I didn't understand why. I couldn't fathom what was I doing on the side of the house. And I woke up like that. And I don't to this day know how, what, where, when, or why. I mean, I just woke up and I was on the side of the house. First time it ever happened. The very first time. I was so scared. We were running around putting chimes on everything. You know, wind chimes. Just so, in case I was sleepwalking, they would hear me leave the house or, you know, be alerted that she's leaving the house. And it really got scared because, you know, you think about it. I mean, if somebody's sleepwalking, you know, can I walk out into the street? You know what I mean? I mean, I thought about that and I was like, oh my God, am I sleepwalking? Did I walk out into the street? But then what was the hell was the noise over my head? And it was like a part of me wanted to look up so bad.
Like a pulsating sound? What'd you say?
It's like a humming. I don't even know if you could call it. It was like, boom.
You know, like pulse.
Boom, 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 boom. I mean, that's the best way that I can remember it in my head. But somehow, in the back of my mind, I was thinking I need to throw out the garbage, which didn't make absolutely no sense. Because whatever the noise was over my head. And it was 3 o'clock in the morning. And it made no sense to me at all. Needless to say, I went running back into the front door. Which, if my side of my house, you know, you have to run around. So I ran around. And here I am. I bent down and grabbed the cat, picked her up, and ran with the cat into the house. And I hadn't known what happened to me. At all. And the worst part is that I kind of like seeing something that I can't explain and something that, you know, you can't just tell people. And if you do, they just look at you like you're freaking nuts. And it's like, dude, I mean, how do you explain to people that these things are happening and how they're happening? And if something can get me to get out of my house in the middle of the freaking night, okay, 3 o'clock in the morning after I worked all night, okay, so sometime between 11:30 and 3, something went down. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have no clue. All I remember is that cat taking me out of the trance I was in. And it felt like a trance because you know how when you're standing there and you space out? You know? I mean, it was like a long space out because I don't know how I got there. I don't know how I managed to open the door and leave the house. I don't know how long I had been standing by my garbage can and then my cat showing up there. I mean, it was weird. And then I come back in and I'm like thrown for a loop because now I'm thinking, what just happened? What just happened here? You know? And I got really upset, I'll be honest with you, because I try to tell people, you know? And they just look at you like, what is wrong with you? And, you know, in that part, it's really not funny because it kind of hurts because it's something true and real, you know, in my mind. Maybe not in theirs, but it's true and real in my mind because I feel like it's happening, you know. And how do you how do you explain that? I mean, what do you say to people? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and nobody wants to hear it, you know? Even friends that know and seen are still in disbelief of what is happening. They're like they can't believe it themselves. But it's like you try to tell people outside your little circle or your people of friends or, you know, even family, you know, and they look at you like you're nuts, you know, because it's so freaking, I don't know, maybe it's not right for them, you know, I don't know. But I know whatever it is, it's taking me right out of my freaking bed, okay? And doing whatever, and then putting me back. That I know. And I don't care who you are. You don't have to believe it. I don't care. But I'm telling you what's happening. It's for real. It is for real. Because it emotionally kind of messed me up in some sense. Because it's like, I saw the thing by my bed. By my bed. Like, it was by my bed. And how did he get in my house? I mean, all the doors are closed, everything. How did this thing get in my house and stood by my bed and kept me calm? Like, it reassured me that I was okay. But it didn't speak to me. It was like in my mind, like it was telling me in my mind, you're okay. It's okay. You know, like they're not gonna harm you. You know, like they're not gonna harm me. You know, it made me feel like that. Like, you're okay. It's okay. That's what I kept hearing. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. You know, and who's to say? Who's to say what it is? Who's to say what it is? But there is more. I mean, this is just like the freaking tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg. I'm talking about. I can't even explain it. There's so much. There's so much more. But we'll come back to you with the rest of them. Let that one sink in for a minute. Because it took a lot of years for that to sink into my head. You know, and right now, I know you can't tell, but I kind of got tears in my eyes. Because, I mean, it's like what I saw wasn't me and you. Wasn't human. Wasn't me and you. Did it mean me harm? It kept telling me no. But I don't know if it did or didn't. Because I can't remember. I remember finding myself out there. That's it. That's all I can remember. Is finding myself buying my trash. That's it. Not knowing how I got there, why I was there, how long was I there, or where the hell did I come from? Because it was like 1 minute, I was just there. It's almost like, boom, you're there. You know, I can't even explain it to this day. And I never ever had that happen to me. And I'm talking 49 freaking years. I never ever had that experience. So, I mean, all of a sudden I'm sleepwalking. It don't even seem right.
Nah.
It don't even seem right. And it's very emotional to talk about. So it's really hard because there's so much more. I remember a bed. Not even a bed. Like, I'm not a bed like we used to bed. Like a metal bed. And me laying up on the bed. And I remember something being down my throat. And like a clear thing. holding something down my throat. And I remember pulling at it. And I remember wanting to rip this thing that was put down my throat out my throat. And I remember the thing being at the end of the bed, at this metal bed now. It ain't the same thing. And I'm like somewhere completely different. And this thing is standing at the end of the bed, of that metal bed. And it's tall. And no matter how much I wanted to look at it, I couldn't. I don't know why. But it kept telling me to calm down, like it was trying to calm me down, because I was trying to rip that shit out of my throat. And all I know is that that thing was at the end of the metal at the bed. And after I started panicking, then I was back at home. But I had already, like, I was in his bed already. You know, like, it don't even make no sense. But then, like, I woke up and I was back in my bed. Like, it didn't even make no sense. Like, and I remembered it. You know, it was almost like, and it came to me. It was almost like a memory that just, poof, hit my head. And I remembered it. But that's it. I don't remember between the time. I don't remember what happened or how I ended up in that metal bed that they had me in. And it was, I don't know, man. It wasn't even, bro, it wasn't even human. It wasn't even like, it wasn't like me and you know, or Blue Jay. It was, oh my God, it was so not real. Like, not real. Creepy, not real. But I'm gonna let you go on that because it's very hard to tell this, and I'll come back to you guys and talk. It gets
a lot deeper, yeah.
Yeah, it gets a lot deeper than what this is. This is just, like I said, it's just the beginning. And I hope to God, you know, I'm gonna keep on coming on here, and hopefully somebody can help me, because, you know, even people tell me, don't tell people that that's happening to you because they're gonna think you crazy, you know. And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't care anymore. I just don't care. I don't care what people think, you know. It ain't about anything. It's about putting it out there that there's something else out there, that there's something that we not being told, you know. Because I don't care if something could come up in your house with all your doors locked, or your windows locked. There is something out there that we don't understand, you know. And people need to know that. People need to know that there's a lot more than we understand in this reality here and now. There is a lot more. And, you know, hopefully I'll get to tell you it. This is all the beginning. Man, I want to tell you what they look like. Oh, my God. Dude, I can't even. I'm going to tell you just because. We right here now, so it don't even matter, guys. This thing, it was like I was in this room. And this room, I didn't know it was a room, okay? Mind you, I thought I was in my home. That was the impression. I thought I was in my home. And I was staring out the window, out my back window of my house. And I thought it had been snowing. So the snow was coming down, and I'm watching the snow, and I'm like, wow, you know. I'm amazed by it, you know, because it was more snow than I've ever seen. And if you live in Tennessee, you understand what I'm talking about. We don't get, like, you know, like, I mean, up to your window snow. You know what I mean? So this was like up to the window snow. And then I seen like these big ass snowflakes that I ain't never seen in my life. Okay? Like big, huge. So I'm looking at them, and as I'm looking at these snowflakes, I realize I'm very analytical, okay, if anybody knows me. I analyze these snowflakes, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, oh, that don't seem right. Because I have never seen a snowflake that big. And then the shape was too perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, snowflakes ain't perfect. You know what I mean? Nothing perfect. These snowflakes were like perfect. So all of a sudden it dawned on me that they looked too perfect. So I went to go turn as I'm looking at the snowflake. And through my peripheral, I see something move. And I turned and looked. And when I tell you that I saw this tall, white, bald-headed, big-ass head, I know it's funny because I always say it like that.
Big-ass head.
Because he had a bigger head than we do.
Yeah, I got you.
But, I mean, he had big eyes, small, tiny thing for a nose. With something that looked like a nose, you know what I mean? Like 2 slits or whatever. Then he had a small mouth, small ears, like almost like up against his head. But his head was big. And he was skinny, like spindly skinny. And when he went to move, I saw him move in the snow. That was supposed to be the outside of my house. And then I realized that I was not on the outside of my house because he went to a door. And I said, what the hell? And he turned around like he understood what I was saying. And he looked at me like, you know what I mean? With this look like he didn't like what he heard. Because I said, what the hell? And that was my exact word, what the hell? Because I didn't recognize what it was. And it was like a human, but not human because it had 2 legs, 2 arms. It was standing up. You know what I'm saying? But his body was real slim, real little. Thin, I want to say. His head was huge. And he turned around and he looked at me like I had said something wrong because the way I spoke. And it scared me because I was like, what the hell? Like, what is that? But I realized that he reached for a doorknob. Like, it wasn't even outside like I thought it was. It was a freaking doorknob he was going for. He went for the doorknob, opened it up, and I don't remember anything from there. I almost felt like a presence behind me, and then boom, I was in my house again. And that was it. So, seriously, if anybody has any idea of what I'm talking about, please get up on here and tell me or help me. If you know how to do hypnosis and find out what happened between those times that I can't explain. You know what I mean? If I'm, sleepwalking and imagining things at the same time. I mean, whatever it is, I just really need to know because I know that something ain't right. Like something's been happening for a long time. And I'm talking years, and I'm finally coming out and saying something about it. Because Blue Jay, he's been with me through some of it. He's seen some things that he can't explain, that we can't explain together, right?
Yeah.
And but I think I'm more emotionally bothered because I know on an intelligent level that something happened between that time. There's no way. Yeah, I don't remember getting out there. I don't know what time I left the house. I don't know how I left the house.
Yeah, the thing is too,
how I got back in the house.
These stories get so in depth. They definitely got to be in separate parts because there is more.
Yeah, and
You agree?
yeah, and I've always told the story the same way.
Oh,
it isn't
absolutely.
like
I agree to that.
I don't need to change up the story. It's been the same way.
Been the same.
It don't change. It's the same thing.
I've heard it for like what 5 years.
5 years.
And I would definitely say it has not changed. And there is a lot more to it. There's actually a couple that are more in depth than that one, but this is just kind of an introduction.
And I even told Blue Jay that I wanted to go out and find somebody that could find out what's going on with the time that I'm missing, the time that I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, it's more than this one time. This ain't the first time. This is the first one I'm speaking about that I ain't spoke about in years. This is the first one that I'm really coming out and saying something came in my house, took me out my house, and brought me back to my house. How I left, I don't know. How I got back, I don't know. How I was found, I do know, because it was my cat that got me out of that trance. And when I looked down, I saw her there, and she kept meowing at me, at my feet. And I picked her up and ran into the house with her. And I was scared because, I mean, you wake up and you find yourself out your home and you're standing by the trash. You're like, what the? You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got no shoes on or nothing. Just your pajamas that you went to bed with is what you standing out with. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, it was winter time. It was wintertime when it happened. And I'm standing out there with nothing, just my pajamas. Like, I didn't even put shoes on. Seriously? I didn't even put socks. You know, every time I go outside, I got my shoes and socks on.
Yeah.
I don't ever step outside with no shoes and no socks. How I end up outside with no shoes and no socks and pajama pants and just a t-shirt, I mean, it made no sense to me. I was like, this don't even seem right. You know? And then you sit there and think to yourself, am I going crazy? You know? And then all of a sudden I told him my jaw felt weird. It felt like it didn't feel right anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, almost as if I can't even. But ever since that time that that thing that I felt down my throat, it don't feel like my jaw is right anymore. You know, like, I don't know. It's strange. It's not the same anymore. It's just, something's different, you know?
There's definitely a lot more to it, and we're going to break it down in sections.
Yeah, we definitely going to break it down in sections,
I think we'll break it down all the way to the origins, the way we'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe do the origins last.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's so much
from when you were little, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do all that too, but we'll definitely break it down in sections for you.
Yeah, there's so much, guys.
So this is definitely a good start to let you all know what's going on. If you have anything going on, maybe you can.
Yeah, maybe you can let us know. Yeah. Or if you experience what I experienced, please.
Right.
Hit me up so I don't think I'm going freaking nuts. You know what I mean?
But, you know, even if you think there might be a slight chance that you experience something similar that you cannot explain.
Oh, my God, please, guys.
Comment and let us know.
Because I don't want to think that something's wrong with me, but, you know, I mean, push comes to shove. And if I have to go get checked out, I'll get checked out. But, I mean...
No, but the way...
I don't know.
From what I've heard and the way I'm viewing, right, and analyzing everything, the way I see that everything operates, I'm going to say they operate, is they make you think that it's not going on, but yet it's really going on. You know what I mean? So even if you think that you might have a slight chance of something like this going on, let us know.
Yeah, even if it feels like a dream, state or something like that.
Don't worry, we'll get to those stories too with the weird.
Yeah, because
dreams. You know, dreams. You know, because I'm thinking that's what they want you to think is that it's a dream. So if you have anything like that, let us know.
Yeah, because dude, I really thought, I mean, that I was dreaming. I'm standing outside my home, and there's no way in hell. I mean, come on now. Well, all of a sudden I picked up sleepwalking. It don't even make no sense.
Because hell, I mean.
I mean, that don't make no sense to me. I mean, where does that come
Because
from?
hell, I've had a couple of dreams where I thought
And
they
in the
were...
hospital,
Yeah.
and no, something ain't right.
Because, I mean, I've had a couple of dreams where I thought they were dreams, but after hearing her stories, hell, I don't even know if they're dreams. So, I mean, if you got anything like that, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. And we not playing. This is not a joke.
Yeah.
We're not on here for some ha-has and hoo-hoos. We want real people to get up on here and tell us if they know what I'm talking about or have an idea of what I'm talking about or if they can help, you know? I mean, seriously, even if you're a freaking psychiatrist and you think, well, you know, maybe it could be this, that, and the other, you know? Hit us up and please let me know. You know, this is my cry to the world to say, listen, there's something going on here and I need some answers. And maybe somebody will say, you know, you need to look into this or look into that or, you know, try this YouTube channel or maybe this person can enlighten you or help you or, you know what I mean? But somebody say something because I really don't know. And, you know, that was the whole purpose of coming on here really is to find out if our strangeness that we're experiencing, are we alone in it? You know what I mean? Or is there more people like us that have experienced these weird things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys don't understand because if you've never experienced it, there's no way in hell you have any clue what I'm talking about. But it's real. It's real as me and you standing here, man. And it's hard. It's hard to absorb. It's hard to explain to people. It's hard to tell people about it. Because they all look at you like, there's something wrong, you know? And it's like, no, you don't understand. There is something wrong, but it ain't with me. It's with whatever's going on and whoever's snatching me the hell up out my house when I'm sleeping. So, and sometimes I just wake up crying. I'm just crying when I wake up.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're pretty much going to leave you with that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty much going to leave you with that.
Like we say,
So,
we want you to like and subscribe, but that's honestly not the most important part.
no, it's not. Absolutely
the most important
not.
part to me would be just to comment and let us know if you have anything similar.
Yes, please.
You agree to that?
If you are out there and you have experienced what I have experienced, please, please, please hit me up and tell me about it. I want to know because I need to know. It ain't like I want to know. I need to know to calm my own mind down. You know what I mean?
And even if there's a way you can comment, if you don't want us to know who you are right away, that's fine too. Just try to comment and just kind of let us know what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I prefer like people that can do hypnosis or
Yeah.
psychiatrists or, you know, somebody like that that can really understand what's going on or, you know what I'm saying? And I want regular people too that are going through it to talk to me. You know what I mean? So I understand that I'm not the only one. There's more. And oh my God, there is so much more. And you know what? I ain't alone. It ain't like it happened to me alone. It happened to me with people with me. You know what I'm saying? So like people saw it happen. It ain't like it was just me. You know, and I want people to understand that. You know, what you gonna call? Are everybody a liar? Everybody didn't experience it? Get the hell out of here with that shit. And why I talk like that is because I'm so tired of people telling me, oh, you're crazy. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that's not real. No, it's as real as me and you standing here. And there are people that have experienced it with them standing right beside me and have experienced it. Seen stuff with me. So, I mean, that's why I think that's what makes me emotional. Is that I know what I experienced, and I know that people have been there and experienced things with me, but it's because it's so out of our reality that we can't comprehend what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want people to fear like I feared, because I did fear before. I don't fear it anymore. But I did fear at one time. You know what I mean? Like I feared of what was going on with me. But in all honesty, they always told me that they wasn't trying to hurt me. So I think they understood that I was scared, but I also felt like I'm missing something here. There's something more to this that I don't understand yet. Do you know what I mean? And I'm hoping that somebody out there can tell me what it is. And thank you guys for tuning in and listening to this. I mean, you don't have to. So I appreciate you taking your time to sit down and really listen to this. And maybe someone out there can give me the answers that I'm looking for, because I am starting to look for answers and I need answers. You know, I always say to myself, before I pass away, I want to know what the hell happened to me. Because there's so much that I think has happened that I can't even understand or relate to. So, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so I'm thinking with this, next time we might go to the origins of it. You know what I mean? Like when your first one, and then maybe we'll kind of chain it off of that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you got anything,
sounds good.
Comment and let us know.
Yeah. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming, and thank you for joining us here at Mysterious Universal Chatter. And that's why we created this channel, is because there's a lot of mysterious things going on, and we want to put it out there and let people know that this shit is as real as me and you, in the physical, in the reality right here. Okay? Just as much as I could touch him is as much as that's real. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. You have a good night.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Have a good night, guys.